All right, the latter half of level 2B. 103 now. All right, we have one heart, four clubs is five, a diamond is six. Spades could, of course, be three more tricks, guaranteed, if we had enough time. Um, but one stopper missing in spades, and we have one stopper in hearts, and they're attacking hearts first, so they will win the stopper race. And should easily be in a position to cast four hearts plus the ace of spades. So it certainly looks like we'll need our extra three tricks from diamonds. And indeed, diamonds could be worth four tricks rather than just the one. Or just the three, if we played them brute force. Um, Looks like a similar situation that we've seen before, where we can't necessarily afford to lead the queen. That might seem like the natural thing to do. Um, but the lack of the nine in dummy uh, makes it dangerous to lead the queen. Because if the king is on side, it could go queen, king, ace, and we'll win the first, second, and third rounds, but somebody still might have, say, four diamonds to the nine, or even less, four diamonds to the five. Well, yeah, four to the five. You see, five, six, seven, eight. um, so yeah, leading the queen, it might not be okay if it gets covered. If diamonds were 3-3, it'd be fine. But if they're not, we could have a problem. Um, and we've seen before how we could, rather than lead the queen, we could lead low to the 10, come back, lead low to the jack, um, and hopefully, and then lead the ace and hope that we get the either the king is forced out at some point from west. So if west is short with the king, like singleton or doubleton, we'll capture the king without spending two honors on one trick, and that means we can use all four of our honors across four separate tricks. Holding up here does not look particularly interesting. Again, we'd only help against a 7-2 heart split. Though it's also like uh, quite safe to do so. So yeah, maybe on principle actually should hold up once. If they switch to spades, for instance, the hand would be done. If they found some reason not to switch or not to continue with hearts, but I'm sure they would. Okay. And if we're going to play the finesse this way, so up to the 10, up to the jack, um, we need at least a couple entries to this hand. Do we just need two entries total, including this one? Up to the 10, up to the jack. If I still haven't played the king by then, we would just. Um, I guess, yeah, if I haven't played the king by then, we would have to play the ace and hope for king third on the left. I guess we actually can't pick up king fourth on the left. Because they could duck twice, and on the third round we'd be forced to either go queen king ace, like the ace would have to drop the queen at that point. So I actually can't pick up four to the king on the left, but we can pick up singleton, doubleton, tripleton. And there aren't any useful combinations where the king's on the right except for a singleton king that requires playing the ace first. That would lose to a lot of other combinations. Um, yeah, we can't do anything like take three diamond tricks, another trick elsewhere. So got to play diamonds for four tricks. And in any case, yeah, we've got at least two entries back here, so that doesn't look like a problem. Okay, and back. It's actually leading the queen. Yeah, it only work with exactly king third on the left. So this way we get to pick up a doubleton king, just like that. That's exactly one of the holdings that we're concerned about. If we had used the queen here, we would have left east with a winning spade, or winning diamond rather. Okay, and we've got enough entries to untangle the blocked suit. We do necessarily leave diamonds blocked doing this, but we've got entries galore, so it's all good. Done and done. Four hearts, 1, 2, 4. All right. Anytime Bridge Master gives you a free finesse, uh, it's always good to be wary. But more generally, if you count your tricks, it turns out that taking a finesse isn't necessary, even when it's free. It's worth being cautious. So let's see here. Hearts are fine. In spades, we might have 2 losers. In diamonds, on this lead, we ought not to have losers. But we'll see. It's worth pointing out that there could be a diamond loser if we had some reason not to take this finesse. And in clubs, we have 2 losers. So it's all fine if we just lose, 1 spade and 2 clubs. Always worth noting when you have some positional stopper. Here we have King Doubleton in the south hand, which is a positional stopper against lefty. Righty could lead through it. Lefty can't. So on this hand, that makes East the danger hand. Because if they get on lead, they're the only one that could grab the 2 spade tricks. And so yeah, I think so. No choice from dummy here at the moment. These are all equivalent, so we can see what happens. Indeed, we see this. Let's see. I think. Ooh, yeah. Try to think about the merits of potentially not taking this trick. So if we take the ace of diamonds, the natural thing, let's consider what we're going to do from there. On this lead, righty almost certainly has the king. Actually, they just have to. What would West be leading from with this 8? They can't have the king. The king is the only other card higher than the 8 that we can't see. Assuming normal leads, they're not going to lead the 8 from king 8, and they're not going to lead the 8 from king 8 small or king 8 plus any length. So we could ask about their leads, but it should be the case that righty's got the king. So okay, let's say we let this queen go. Seems all right at the glance. Let the queen go. We take the ace of diamonds. Potentially doing some trump first. And then we have a roughing finesse against righty's known king, which seems fairly decent. There's an entry problem though. If we take queen of diamonds, diamond to the ace, unblock the suit, and leave that roughing finesse position, we would need 2 entries to the north hand to make use of the diamonds. One to run the jack past the king, which they could cover, we'd have to rough, and then we'd need another entry to actually use the 10 of diamonds. We only have 1 entry to the north hand, though. Well, I mean, I say that. It's true that, we could let this queen... Oh, actually, we let the queen win, we have an entry, but that doesn't really count, because the diamond suit's blocked. So it seems hard to use the diamond suit for an extra winner. Let me turn to the idea of taking the ace of diamonds just to check it out. Seems scary, actually, to take the ace of diamonds, because at some point we would lose a diamond, and it's going to lose to righty, and then they'll play a spade through. And that's potentially concerning. How are we going to handle these losers, though? The only way to get rid of a club would be setting up an extra winner in diamonds, and it doesn't seem like we can. It seems like we're just short an entry to set up the diamonds. And if we can't set up diamonds, then we're going to have 2 club losers, and then we would have to simply hope that the spade finesse is on side. It's possible their main point in this hand is just that, using diamonds is great. Like, we know righty has the king. It would be great to use the diamonds, but we're an entry short. Whereas we do have the entries, the single entry we would need to do a spade finesse. Not that we'd have to do that right now. We could do this, draw some trump, leaving the ace of hearts and dummy, then do a spade finesse. Yeah, this may be the only point. Feels a little worrying. It feels a little simplistic if the line is just do a spade finesse, but feel like I don't have a way to use these diamonds. Any reason to take the spade finesse now versus later? Don't particularly think so. So we should draw trump. We're not planning on roughing anything. Let's draw trump. We've got 10 of these, and they have 3, and they split. So let's just go over to the ace of hearts presently. And I'm just going to try the spade finesse. Yeah, that is something I was worried about. Seems tricky from here. Seems like we have 3 unavoidable black losers. Alright, let's try again. Let me at least, I guess, show the diamond line and why that seems problematic. So that's where we, win the first diamond. We draw 2 rounds of trump because we don't need trump. Ace. We use the heart entry to take the diamond finesse that we're very, very sure is going to work. Right, like this seems useful. This finesse works. But if we rough now, there's just no way to get back to the jack of diamonds. So if we rough now, we'd have to play spades from our hand. We'd absolutely lose 2 spades, and we'd lose 2 clubs. Another possibility is pitching something here. Like we could pitch a spade here. But it still looks like we would lose this diamond trick, a spade, and 2 clubs. Similarly, if we pitched a club, we would lose this trick, presumably 2 spades, and a club. Like they could just leave a spade through right away, say. Okay, let's say they do that. I guess this gives us like some tiny chance that lefty has to win the club and can't let a spade through, but that seems very unlikely. We try the king, and it does not work. Oh, I suppose something we could hope for is a singleton ace of spades with West, but that would also be quite the dream. Okay, so that's why that line doesn't work. Let me consider the effect again, I guess, of ducking this opening lead. Oh, sorry, not ducking it, actually overtaking it. Maybe this line actually is better than I thought. I didn't give it quite enough credence. Okay. This line is better. So the problem with using the diamonds was getting an entry. And we only had 1 entry to pick the roughing finesse line. So we could instead not do the roughing finesse. And we could just try to establish diamonds at brute force and not spend that ace of hearts entry. Let's take a look at that line instead. We draw our trump. And the reason this can work, I was concerned that it was going to let them grab 2 spade tricks right away. But that's actually okay as long as the club losers are protected. So here's how this line goes. We play the diamond. We know it loses to righty. We know they're in position to play spades. They could grab 2 spade tricks right now and knock out the ace of clubs. But then it would be fine. We could just go to the north hand and drop the 2 club losers. So we had this kind of unnecessary diamond loser, but in return, it lets us get rid of 2 of the club losers. And so we'll lose a diamond and 2 spades. If they return a club like this, same deal. We'll still go to dummy. We'll still pitch the clubs. And because they didn't leave a spade, we get to try the spade finesse. Though I guess even if they had a spade, like we would have tried the king anyways. So I guess whether they leave a spade or a club is immaterial. We still get to try this out. And no. And yeah, hearts are good. Okay. They told you. Bridgemaster gives you this free finesse. Good to be wary. I just didn't put together entirely how I could use it. So let me chalk one up wrong. So yeah, letting it go, playing the ace and trying to do the roughing finesse and diamonds doesn't work because we don't have the heart entry. Or enough, we don't have a second entry to dummy. Which means our next best line, if we did that, is to just try the spade finesse, so 50%. But this way is pretty foolproof. That's queen of diamonds to the ace. We draw trump, so they're not going to get any roughs. They're going to get the king of diamonds. They might get two spades, but there's nothing they can do about the clubs. The clubs are protected. We definitely have enough timing to get rid of the club losers on the established diamonds. So it is actually a foolproof line. Okay, spade overcall from righty. Worth noting. All right. So we have no heart losers. On this lead, we would expect at most two spade losers. In the sense that we could capture this. You could go queen, king, ace, and we'd have the jack ready. But let us note from that auction that East bid a spade, so this is a singleton queen of spades. Very unlikely we're going to want to play the king. Because if we duck this, then either lefty has to switch suits, which might be fine. We haven't looked at the rest of the hand yet. Or righty will have to overtake with the ace to give them a rough. And at that point, there'll be two spade losers, but then we'll have the winning king of spades. So it looks like we should have two spade losers on this hand. Either it goes queen overtake ace and rough, or they let the queen win, and later they also get the ace of spades. So two spade losers anyways. A diamond loser, a club loser. Got to do something there. We definitely can't establish a fourth spade, because spades are not 3-3. This is known. Diamond loser could disappear with the finesse. Now, it seems like that finesse might be necessary. I find some way of avoiding it. I'll consider that in a sec. Also worth checking on where all the high cards are. So we're missing the ace of spades is with East. We know this because the queen of spades is singleton. That only leaves king of diamonds and the queen jack of clubs left. There's actually only 10 high card points that we haven't seen yet. East sure is a favorite to have all of them. Not that they would need all of them for this overcall, but that spade suit isn't the best. I mean, ace 10, 9, 8. It's pretty decent. It seems pretty unlikely, though, that East to be missing the king of diamonds. They could be, but that would be a fairly thin overcall. So I think we should be pretty concerned that this diamond finesse isn't working. However, these diamonds are already fairly strong, so even if that diamond finesse loses, we would actually have an extra winner in diamonds, which could pitch a club. The club losers are very well guarded. Like, they're doubly stopped. Or like the one club loser, rather. So we could certainly set up a diamond to get rid of a club, and that sounds pretty good. So it seems in the end, we're likely to lose two spades and a diamond. Oh, also another benefit of not taking this trick right now. Actually, if it does go queen low ace, and they rough, we're actually gonna have the jack of spades and the king of spades. That'll give us an extra winner in spades that we could use to pitch a club. So yeah, very, very little reason to play this king when you know that East has the ace. And that ducking is going to set this up anyways. See what they do. They don't take it. But East does signal high. Would love another spade, but unfortunately that is a singleton for West. We already decided that this finesse is very likely to lose. And if our goal is to set up a diamond trick by letting East take a diamond, there's no particular need to try this finesse right now. And it's dangerous to do it now, because East will win, and then actually will give that spade rough. Which could lead to further problems, like, East having a singleton diamond, or silly things like that. We don't need to give them that tempo right now. And actually, that would rough out one of our winners. Like they could win this, play ace of spades and a spade, and they'd rough out our jack. If we don't let them have that rough, then later if East wants the ace of spades, they'll have to set up both of our honors to do so. So let's not let them have that rough. We're not planning on roughing anything from our hand, so let us just draw trump. They're not quite splitting, but that's okay. We do have the ace of clubs as an entry to the diamonds. Don't need that club. And now we'll just set up that diamond. They can take the ace of spades if they want to. But that is the end of their tricks. And in fact, we actually have 2 extra winners in dummy to take care of this club loser, which is overkill. But that is fine. Potentially worth considering. So yeah, let's say we duck. So if we took that, if we let them win the queen, or if we covered, went queen, king, ace, they would get a ruff. So that's 2 tricks they've got. When they lead a diamond, we take the ace, we draw trump. Oh, it's worth pointing out that our jack of spades will die along the way. That's what actually makes that first line really bad. So it goes queen, king, ace. They play the 10 of spades. If we don't cover it, they win. And they could get 3 spade tricks, right? They could get ace of spades, the 10 of spades that we duck, and then a ruff. If we do cover it, they only get 2 spade tricks now, but now we have no honors at all in spades. And when we set up this diamond, they're going to take a 3rd spade trick. So that's why we can't cover with the king. And when we duck, it goes queen, small, small, and they play a diamond. We'll have a similar issue if we let them win with the king of diamonds on that 2nd trick, because it'll go ace of spades, and again they will rough out the jack of spades. Oh yeah, that's already 4 tricks, right? Yup. 3 spades and a diamond. So both not playing the king was important, and not taking that finesse early was important. Well, not taking that finesse at all. All right, right to 6 hearts. We likely have a heart loser. Actually, is it possible not to have a heart loser in this combo? Oh, queen jack could drop doubleton, but we should be highly expect that there is a heart loser. Spades are fine. Diamonds, 2 losers in our hand. Though if we count from dummy, we would count just 1 diamond loser. So from dummy, it looks like 1 heart, 1 diamond. So it could be a little bit nicer to think about counting losers from the north hand on this hand. Yeah, if we think about doing it from the north hand, then it looks like a heart and a diamond. Can we avoid this diamond loser? We can only pitch 1 diamond from our hand on the clubs. Seems like a hard to avoid loser. How do we avoid both a heart and a diamond? Obviously, the finesse exists if finesse is an option. But can we do better? See the potential for like a partial elimination, which is probably a little too advanced for level 2. but is an idea that'll show up a lot more in level 3. Where if we could get rid of all of our clubs and diamonds, or give up the last diamond at a time where somebody had only hearts left to lead, that could help us with the hearts. Very dangerous to get down to that situation, though. We'd have to guess exactly how many cards someone had to get them down to having only hearts at the time they put them on lead. And we can't put off this finesse to do it later. If we take the ace of diamonds, we lose our ability to capitalize on this finesse later. It does feel like combining chances to me. I don't see a safer line where we just take the ace of diamonds. It seems like it would be nice to combine chances, like 50% chance of diamonds plus the small chance that we manage to get the hearts right. Hmm. Well, I haven't anything better yet, so I'll give this a shot. I don't expect that to work. I could try my crazy line next. Okay, we have a diamond loser. The other diamond we can take care of with the clubs, or we can just count the losers from North's hand and just say we don't have any diamond losers left. Then we have to get hearts right. And is there anything we could do in hearts besides just play for Queen Jack Doubleton? At this point, Singleton Queen on the right, you'd have to take Ace of Hearts, and then I think Lefty would still have a trick. You could play 10 of Hearts, 10 Jack King. They would still have the 8 and the 7 against the 9. And for the same reason, Singleton Queen on the left also doesn't work. So Singleton Either Honor doesn't work. I think it has to be Queen Jack Doubleton exactly. Is the only thing to play for. So let's just do that. And maybe that's going to be the point of their hand here, is that if you're not careful, you might see that queen fall and then convince yourself that there's some restricted choice thing going on, where once we see the Queen of Hearts from righty, the West is more likely to have the Jack. But the point here is that if Lefty has the Jack, there's nothing we can do. Because presumably it would be Jack 4th, and East didn't give up this Queen for free. And if West has Jack 4th, it's Jack 8 7, and we just can't handle that. Playing the 10 Jack King, they get a trick. If we play low, they would play low, we'd get the 9. They would have Jack 8, but we can't play the 10 because it goes 10 Jack King, they have the 8. Can't play the King because they'd play the 8 and they'd have the Jack. So I think the point here is that when we lead back, we cannot take the finesse. We have to play for King Jack Doubleton. All right, we did it. We got it right. I was very concerned about that finesse, but it looks like I did indeed just combine my chances and came to a sensible line. This is good. We're starting to get into the Bridgemaster problems where I'm not as sure of my lines. All right, we did it. Yeah, don't hope for things that won't work. It's often the case that you have to dream in bridge. You have to wish for something, but wish for things that work. Once you see that Queen of Hearts on the right, do not wish for the Jack of Hearts on the left. It will not work. Oh, at a glance, this looks like 2 heart losers and a diamond loser, so that seems nice. So let's look a little bit deeper. Spades look fine. We somehow got into this 5-2 fit dummy is atrocious. What happened, actually? Ah, I see. We have a very good hand. We gave partner a choice of diamonds or spades, and they picked spades, which is the right choice, because our diamonds could have been shorter than our spades. Plus, they just have an honor in spades, which is nice. The opposing bidding, we have seen 2 hearts, 3 hearts. That means the hearts pretty much absolutely have to be split 5 on the left and 3 on the right. Lefty needs 5 for the overcall, righty needs 3 for the raise. So, 5-3. And so, what are our concerns? Sure seems like we're about to lose 2 hearts, and that they're probably going to play a 3rd heart after that. Which it sure seems like we'll have to ruff. Dropping a diamond, they would just cash ace of diamonds. Dropping ace of clubs, that seems silly. They would take another diamond. But I can't imagine this hand starting any other way than lose a heart, ruff a heart. Unless they switch suits. I see a potential world where they actually knock out the ace of clubs as like a slightly interesting snag, but maybe that's, yeah. In any case, we don't have control over these hearts yet. And indeed, they do that. And we are very much forced to ruff. All these cards are equivalent, so worth considering if we'd want to ruff high for any reason. This would just be the only reason to do this would be for entry concerns. Whenever we ruff with, we have 2 entries back to the south hand if we were in north, queen to the king, 8 to the jack. And no matter what we do, we're going to have 1 entry to the north, which is like 9 to the queen. So it doesn't seem to matter what we ruff with. Being forced to ruff in the long hand is always worth a little bit of concern. Somebody could have 4 spades at this point, which right now is fine. We've got 4 high spades. Sounds cool. But if spades are 3-2, this hand is done. We could draw 3 rounds of spades, set up a diamond trick, and if they lead a heart, we'd ruff it. Otherwise, we'd win the return, and we'd be good to go. But when spades are 4-2, there is a concern. If we drew all 4 rounds of spades and played a diamond, the winner of the ace of diamonds could be lefty with the extra heart tricks, and we'd have no trumps left, and that's not so good. And if we lead a diamond before we draw the trump, somebody might cause us to ruff. They would lead a heart, forcing us to ruff in the south hand, and now that sets up a trick for the person that has 4 spades. At a glance, it might seem like we can't do anything when spades are 4-1. But that's not quite true. There's always the hope that righty has the ace of diamonds. I guess whenever righty has the ace of diamonds, we're fine. Because they just can't lead a heart, so they can't cause us any strife. If lefty has the ace of diamonds and spades are 4-2, it does. Oh, then the important thing is that we ruff in the north hand. So we saw a hand earlier that involved intentionally like letting a trick go or discarding a loser, so that we prevented a ruff in the long hand. Here we couldn't prevent this first ruff. We had to ruff in the long hand. But as long as we have hearts and dummy, a later ruff could be handled in the north hand. So it seems like it could be a lot safer to play diamonds now while we still have trump in north. Which does lead us to the question of, could we draw 1 round of spades? And I believe so. If we do draw a round of spades, that leaves us with 1 spade and dummy. We could play some diamonds. If anyone plays a heart, we ruff and dummy, and we do have an entry back to draw the rest of the trump. We have the ace of clubs. Which should not be in much danger of getting ruffed. They have 6 clubs. I don't think I'd be too concerned about that. Whereas, like, a second round of diamonds could get roughed. That's a bigger concern than the first round of clubs getting roughed. So I do think it's appropriate to draw one round of spades. Doesn't matter what we drop from dummy. Either way, we want entries back to our hand. This will prevent the person who had only one spade in the 4-1 world from roughing. Okay, and no one has actually taken the ace of diamonds yet. How much of a concern is that? Let's see. They have 2 diamonds left. If we play the jack and lefty roughs, we could over rough. And we'd have a bit of a problem, I guess, in that the diamonds still aren't set up. Maybe that was a reason for not drawing one round of trump at the beginning. Is that we could run into this world where we actually have to rough 2 diamonds, imagine. Possible. Didn't think about that one. If we play the jack and lefty follows with the ace, that's cool. We trump it, we come back, we draw the trump, we're happy. If we play the jack and lefty follows low, I guess that's a bit more of a guess. Roughing is hoping the east has the ace, and letting it go is hoping that west has the ace. I mean, on the auction, lefty is more likely to have short diamonds. What do we get? Yep. We get the danger case. How bad actually is it if we let this go and east wins? Is it a problem? We don't mind if east wins, right? A lot of our concerns were predicated on the person with the long hearts winning the diamond. So if east wins, diamonds were 3-3, no diamond rough is happening, and east doesn't have a heart to lead. So we're actually good to go. Oh, a rough. Oh, right. That was a possibility, wasn't it? Well, on the plus side, spades were 3-2. On the downside, we have a diamond loser. And that won't do. All right, looks like I found I considered one danger. We countered a danger of drawing one round of trumps. We saw a hand, right, where drawing a round of trumps and leaving only one in dummy was potentially problematic and didn't leave us entry back. Here it prevented us from taking a line where we like rough out the diamonds. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. So let's consider actually leaving those spades intact. First 3 rounds are the same. Can't help that. But we'll leave the spades alone. We'll go to diamonds right away. If someone takes the ace of diamonds right now, we're totally fine. A heart could get roughed in dummy, and it'd be roughed high, so east can't over rough us. So if they took a diamond right now, we should be totally fine. Let's put that theory to the test. Here comes the heart. And importantly, we're going to rough this heart in dummy and not get tapped. Doesn't matter too much what we do here. And now everything is just fine. You can literally play the cards from left to right. But yet again, I got tricked by drawing one round of trump in the name of safety, only to find out that that was unsafe. Which means you should probably consider some relative percentages of different kinds of danger. The reason I drew one round of trump was out of concern for diamonds being like 5-1. Um, haven't pulled up my bridge probabilities today, but I want to say that one is about 10%. Maybe a little bit more. 15. A 15% chance of 5-1 diamonds. That was my concern with not drawing any trump. Though what I'm protecting against is 5-1 diamonds and the person who has a singleton diamond also having a singleton spade. That's quite unlikely. It'd basically have to be lefty. They'd have to have like 1 spade, 5 hearts, 5, oh, like 4 clubs. Oh, sorry, 5 hearts, 6 clubs. Oh, it's just impossible, isn't it? The danger I'm imagining: 1 diamond and 1 spade. If righty had 1 diamond and 1 spade, we already know they had 3 hearts. So that would give them 8 clubs. That's not the case on this auction. If lefty had 1 spade and 1 diamond, and the 5 hearts exactly they have to have on the auction, that would give them 6 clubs. Technically possible, given that 6 clubs are missing. But I don't know it would have had a heart overcall. If they had Queen, King, Queen, Jack, 10, 9, 8 of clubs in their hand. So yeah, I'm guarding against an imaginary danger when I draw 1 round of spades. It just can't happen. And even if the auction didn't tell us that it was like actually impossible, it would still be incredibly unlikely that distribution to exist. What I didn't think about was the actual danger of drawing a round of spades here, and it was a kind of obscure danger, I suppose, and that it left us with a funny guess in diamonds. And so here, they actually took, on the line we had at the end, they took the ace of diamonds before a round of trump. Or before a round of diamonds, I mean. If they had ducked a second round of diamonds, then yeah, I guess we actually then would have ruffed 2 diamonds. Because all we're trying to do is just avoid, well, actually, touch rounds of diamonds. Yeah, we would indeed just like ruff 2 diamonds. All we're trying to do really is just not lose a diamond and a spade promotion. But I needed 2 spades and dummy to ruff diamonds. I did not expect to be ruffing diamonds at any point in this hand. So that was very interesting. Okay. This one we probably should look at. See if they say anything else, given that I already messed it up a bit. Alright. 3 rounds of hearts. We are forced to ruff. It's true. As the ace of diamonds must be lost. Unless they don't take it. But yeah. If we try to draw a trump immediately, we may go down when trumps break 4-2. We saw this danger. Yeah, and we can't. Not to draw 4 rounds. We would just lose ace of diamonds and a heart right away, whenever lefty had the ace of diamonds. Drawing 2 or 3 rounds of trump would be equally fatal. Not only does the defensive diamond ruff become possible, because we haven't drawn all the trump, true. But West could win the ace of diamonds, and also make us ruff. Yeah. Yeah, and so I didn't try to draw 2 or 3 rounds either. But the danger case, we're going to talk about drawing 1 round of trump. Did not draw trump at all. Oh, are they going to justify it? If the defense persists in hearts, we can ruff in dummy, which is important. Don't want to shorten the long hand any further. They didn't even really go into the case of drawing 1 round of trump. Maybe they thought that was too weird of an action to take. But we did see the dangers. The first hand. And that's what makes Bridgemaster cool. Okay, let me put another one in the wrong column. Okay, what was that auction? 1 out of 3 now. Cool. we have 2 spade tricks. A heart is 3, a club is 4, 2 diamonds is 5. We need 4 more tricks. Diamonds can only supply 3 more of those tricks. We're already getting the ace-king. We could get the jack-10-9 if diamonds behave for us. Queen dropping, or mostly the queen. There'll be 5 diamonds, a club. Oh, sorry, there's enough tricks. Did I miscount? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sorry, maybe I was counting. We have 6 tricks already, right? I don't know what I said. 2 spades, a heart is 3, a club is 4, 2 diamonds is 6. So diamonds will work. If diamonds work, that's the extra 3 tricks we need. Similarly, clubs could also go as extra tricks. I suppose from a match points perspective, just purely on greed, if you had to pick between these 2 finesses in clubs and diamonds, you have literally no choice but to take one or the other. You probably do the club finesse, because that's 4 extra tricks when it wins. The diamonds is only 3 extra tricks when it wins. As it turns out, though, we do have some options. It's not going to come down to just one finesse or the other. So we could do this is our favorite, like, useless hold-up suit, 2-2 hearts. But I'll give them the hold-up this time, just for fun. But okay, they persist. So obviously we can't lose a trick before we have our 9 tricks, because they will just run a bunch of hearts. So at a glance, that could look like we're picking one of the 2 minor finesses to do. And if the diamond finesse fails, they run hearts, and we can't do the clubs. If the club finesse fails, they run hearts, we can't do the diamonds. But we actually can combine these a little bit. Given that we have the ace-king of diamonds, instead we can't do the best thing in both suits, right? The best thing in diamonds would be to finesse. 8 over 9, never. The best thing in clubs is to finesse. Those are the best ways to play both of those suits for no losers. But if the first one we try is wrong, we can't try the other. What we can do, though, is combine the second best approach in diamonds with the best approach in clubs. And the second best approach in diamonds is to bang down the ace-king. The queen won't fall a lot of the time, but it will fall some of the time. Actually, more than you might think. It's like 68% chance of a 3-2 split, and the queen will fall 40% of that time, because it'd have to be in the 2-card hand instead of the 3-card hand, so 2 out of 5 times it would fall. And so that's like 25% or so. So we could bang down the ace-king of diamonds, and then if the queen doesn't fall, then we do the club finesse. So we can combine some chances here. The second best approach in clubs, or in diamonds, with the best approach in clubs. This is very much a theme that shows up in Hey Hey Hey. In Eddie Cantor's Take All Your Chances of Bridge. If you can't do the best thing, try combining a few different options. And indeed, that queen fell. And now, if you're playing for all the match points, you've got your chance to still do a club finesse. We'll pretend. We'll play the queen to see if it entices the king to play, but not this time. Yep, not quite as simple as just picking one finesse to do. There was the alternate approach, I suppose, which was cash the ace of clubs and then do the diamond finesse. But that should feel strictly worse. That way, the extra chance is that the king falls singleton. That would require a 4-1 split in clubs, with the king being singleton. Much, much lower chance than the queen falling doubleton or singleton in diamonds. So definitely better to cash the diamonds than the clubs. In general, if you have this choice where you get to cash out, try to cash the top tricks in one suit and then finesse in the other, you should cash out in the suit that gives you the highest chance of actually getting the drop that you want, given that both finesses are probably 50%. All right. North has some 4-card major. There it is. Too bad we can't make use of the free finesse because the spades are blocked. All right, so it sort of seems like we've got 2 spades. A heart is 3. A diamond is 4. All right. We need 5 more tricks. We can definitely get 4 in clubs, and we're still going to need something else after that. And okay, I think I see where we're going on this hand. Okay, so assume we get 4 clubs. That's 2 spades, 1 heart, 1 diamond, 4 clubs, 8 tricks. We need 1 more somewhere else. Both of the red suits have potential to supply another trick, but diamonds should look a lot more attractive. Hearts has this double finesse where we would like lead. Actually, it's not even. Oh, it's not even that good. If Ace Jack 10 was in the south hand, we'd have a normal double finesse where we'd try to lead towards the Jack 10 twice. But with the Jack and 10 split, it's actually quite a mess. It's actually quite hard to get a second trick out of this suit. Because if the heart, king, and queen are split, then you play low to the Jack, lefty wins with their honor. Whenever you play up to the 10, righty wins with their honor. If righty has both of the heart honors, which might seem good, you play low to the Jack, but they duck. You have to guess whether to play up to the 10 or low to the Jack later, depending on who's got both honors. It's quite a messy suit. Whereas diamonds, very straightforward. We just play low to the queen, and either the finesse works or it doesn't. Also in diamonds, even if the finesse fails, we get a trick. As long as we're careful to play low to the queen and not run the Jack. Running the Jack is not supported by anything. If it goes Jack, King, Ace, the finesse could be working, and we still wouldn't get. Oh, sorry. I guess we would get a second trick in that case. I guess that's fine. But you shouldn't leave the Jack in general. It's just like a bad habit to get into, unless you have a good reason for it. But it's true. Actually, it would be fine here. So yeah, diamonds way better than hearts. In fact, we are guaranteed to get a second diamond trick, though it could be slow. We might have to play low to the queen. It loses to the king, and then we go after the diamonds, or then we have our 2 tricks. So if we're going to set up diamonds for a trick, set up clubs for a trick, which of them should we go after first? And could it matter? Let me play this first trick for a sec, and it'll help simplify the position a little. So we win that. Let's consider the possibilities of playing clubs first or diamonds first. If we play a club first, there's every danger that righty wins the ace of clubs and plays a spade. That might seem okay, like we have a stopper, but we won't have a stopper after that. We're going to play the king of spades, and then we have to go attack diamonds. And if diamond finesse also fails, we'll have the trick set up that we need, but lefty's going to go cash a bunch of spades. So, a clear flaw to leading clubs. The diamond finesse, however, if it loses, it's guaranteed to lose to lefty. And this king jack of spades, you could think of this as like a positional double stopper. If lefty leads spades, we'll actually have 2 spade stoppers, because we'll be able to capture the queen no matter who has it. So if we lose that first trick in diamonds to lefty, we'll have all the tempo we need to set up clubs. Because we'll have 2 spade stoppers, they can knock out 1, but then we'll knock out the ace of clubs, they'll play another spade, and we're still good. And all of our tricks are ready to go. So yes, absolutely, we will play low to the queen. Actually, here's one other danger. I talked about how maybe leaving a jack would be fine. I think I found the case where leaving the jack is actually a problem on this hand. And it's when righty has all 4 missing clubs. As always, if we're going to establish some long suit, we should make sure we have entries to it. You might think that these clubs, we obviously have entries to the clubs. Look at how many clubs we have. But if someone has 4 clubs to the ace, all the missing clubs, they could take that ace of clubs on the 4th round, and we would only end up with 3 club tricks and no way to get to our 4th club trick up here, unless we make sure we keep an entry. And in this case, that entry is the jack of diamonds. it might not be an entry, right? It is possible that um we play low to the queen and the queen holds, and now we actually don't have an entry back to this hand, unless like a double twin king fell. But in that world, we also didn't lose a diamond. Maybe we can't actually help in that case. Um, if the queen of diamonds does lose, it actually guarantees us an entry in the clubs, which is kind of fun. So I guess it's possible we could still have an issue if we played low to the queen and it held, and then we tried to attack clubs, and somebody held up until the fourth round of clubs for their ace. We could end up with 3 clubs, 2 diamonds. That's 5 tricks. 2 spades is 7, and a heart is 8. So I think we just have to hope for that not to be the case. But yeah, a little note to see that if that queen of diamonds loses, we actually do have an entry to clubs. And the hand's actually cold after that. You should actually root for this diamond finesse to lose. If this diamond finesse loses, our contract is guaranteed. It's funny, when it wins is when we could potentially have a problem. But it does lose. They decide not to go after spades, since they foresee the problem. But his hearts, which is okay. After we take the ace, we'll still have a stopper in hearts. Maybe they'll get 2 heart tricks in addition to their club trick, but that's fine. Importantly, don't play the 10. Playing the 10 here, you might actually ruin your stopper. It could go 10, honor, ace, and then East could win the ace of clubs and lead through the jack to the other missing heart honor. So no need to commit the 10 of hearts early when we have the equivalent jack in our hand. The jack 10, when they're split between the 2 hands, are a guaranteed stopper against the queen. Okay, so we're going to set up clubs. No ace hold up here. And so now we have king of spades, ace of diamonds, 4 clubs. Oh, sorry, and the jack of diamonds. So it's 2 diamonds, 4 clubs, that's 6. Spade is 7, in addition to our 2 tricks. So we have 9 tricks. Is this finesse free to try? I suppose it is. We do have the stopper in hearts. If this finesse fails, they get a spade and a heart at most, and we still get 9 tricks. So all right, I will try their finesse. We know it won't work here, but that's fine. Gave it a shot. And they're still going to get a heart at the end. But that was actually a free chance for a 10th trick. And recognizing those tiny free chances is a useful skill. All right. Yeah, definitely a few fun things going on. But the main point in this hand is that given this choice of which suit we set up, one of them goes into the safe hand. It's guaranteed that the diamond that we lose is lost by the safe hand, whereas the club that we lose could be lost by the danger hand, who could lead through our spades. So another example of an avoidance play. Some avoidance plays are around playing a suit where you have options in a particular way. This is just about picking which of 2 options we play first. Let's pitch down spades for spades. So we have a spade loser, potentially 2 heart losers. That's 3, and a club loser is 4. The spade loser is looking pretty unavoidable. Oh, it is absolutely unavoidable. Hearts could be pitched on these, great winning diamonds, but it doesn't look like we have the tempo to do so. We'd have to unblock the ace of diamonds and then get back to dummy. But our only entry to dummy is the ace of hearts. Oh, well, currently it is. A heart ruff could also be an entry. And that could be worth some consideration. But right now, if we went ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, If we wanted to get back to these diamonds, we would have to try to do a heart ruff. We would lose a spade, a heart, a club. And on the second round of hearts, they could draw 2 rounds of trump. And then we wouldn't be able to get our heart ruff. And we would lose a spade, 2 hearts, and a club. If we refuse to take the ace of hearts, though, what are their options? So they could persist in hearts, right? We duck, and then they play another heart. We win with the ace. Now we can play ace of diamonds and a heart ruff. And they haven't had time to get rid of the spades. But by ducking, we made it possible for us to ruff a heart. They could, if we decide to duck, switch to spades right now. Grab 2 rounds of spades. But we would win the second round, and we'd still have the ace of hearts as an entry. Seems good. They could take the ace of clubs somewhere along the way, but basically they can't draw both rounds of spades and knock out the ace of hearts while they're on lead, because both of those end with us getting the lead once. So if we don't help them take the ace of hearts here, or we can at least make sure that if they do decide to knock out the heart, it's at a time where we're free to ruff a heart, because there's already a void and dummy. But it looks like they're switching to the spade route. Drop the king for fun. And they are indeed cashing ace of clubs, and probably another spade, I would guess. Another spade. And okay. So no heart ruff for us, but the ace of hearts is intact. And that was the choice the defense had to make. Was whether they were going to take out both spades or the ace of hearts, but they couldn't do both because we didn't give them the timing. Draw the last trump. Unblock a diamond. And now we have access to the winning diamonds to drop this heart. Boop. Now we're good to go. Let's drop some winners for fun. And we only have high spades left. So yeah, to reiterate that danger again, in case I went a bit quickly there, if we take the ace of hearts on the first round, then our plan of using these diamonds has to involve using a heart ruff as an entry, but we give them a second chance to get on lead before we have time to execute this plan. So on their first time on lead, with the opening lead, they knock out the ace of hearts, and with the second time on lead, they get rid of our spades. By ducking that first round of hearts, they can't accomplish both. And this is a big theme around if you want to do a ruff in a suit and you have something like this where you need to lose a trick before you can do the ruff, losing that trick early can often be quite helpful. And we're fine losing a heart because we knew we just had to lose a heart no matter what. So losing it early was fine. All right, a variety of bidding here. West opens 1-no. Super, super handy when an opponent opens 1-no trump because you learn a lot about their hand. A lot about where the high cards are. Maybe not so much about shape, because balanced shapes come in a wide variety. But we definitely learn where a lot of the high card points are. So yeah, we showed some hearts, but not enough hearts to go on. Okay. Not enough strength to go on. So let us count high card points because the auctions give us a big clue about that. We have 15 of our own. Partner has 7, so it's 22. Lefty has 16 plus or minus 1. Is how I like to think about it. So if we have 22 and they have 16 plus or minus 1, then that leaves East with that's 38 plus or minus 1, so it leaves righty with 2 plus or minus 1. So righty has at most a king. What could righty's card be? It actually can't be the ace of clubs, and it can't be the ace of diamonds, and it can't be the ace of spades. So the only options are like some really scattered stuff, like the queen of diamonds and the jack of spades is like the most that righty can have. The one really important thing on this hand is that lefty has the ace of diamonds, which looks important given that we have this potential guess of a diamond finesse. Not that we've looked into it too much yet, but these are just the initial facts I see. So let's count our losers. Hearts are good. Diamonds, we have 2 losers and we're about to lose them. Clubs, we have a loser, that's 3. And that would leave us with making sure we don't lose 2 diamond losers. And I've already said the main point of the hand, which looks like if we have to guess diamonds, we're definitely going to guess that West has the ace. That's not even a guess, that's just guaranteed on the auction. Barring a light and upgraded 14 high card point hand from West. And you could ask the opponents about their tendencies. Do they tend to upgrade any 14s into their 1-0 range? I certainly do with good 5-card suits. But West would still be very odds-on to have the ace. Just maybe it's not 100% guaranteed. But in a Bridgemaster land, people always have their bid exactly, and I guarantee, 100% promise you, that West has the ace of diamonds. Okay. Looks like we're losing these. If I had to guess, they were going to play... I was going to guess they were going to take 2 more black tricks and then lead a diamond, but I guess that would give away more information if you weren't already counting. So the important thing here, like I said, we're forced to this guess. If we get it wrong, we could lose 2 diamonds along with 2 spades in the club. So we better get it right now. And if West has the ace, we should play the king. And there we go. Looks like a guess. It's not actually a guess. And from here, we'll lose a spade, a diamond, and a club, and make 3 hearts. Yeah, always pay attention to the auction. And a 1-no trump opening is a huge clue that you can use very frequently. I guess I should set up the club before I run out all the trump. Alright, they can have those ones. Some of the funnest hands are where opponent opens 1-no trump, you end up declaring, and only 15 high card points are missing, so you basically get to play the hand double dummy, because you know where all the honors are. More opposing bidding. West opens, East raises. In their system, 2 diamonds is a minimum raise. It is not inverted minors. So something like 4 more diamonds, 6 to 9 points, no 4-card major. And I see that we have another potential guess in diamonds. This hand looks quite similar to the previous one, just with a different auction. So let's it doesn't look a variant, even though it's not the same. Oh, actually, it's the same contract for us, but it's not the same auction. Let's consider what's going on here. This time, lefty doesn't show as much. They don't necessarily show 15. Could be 12. Could be a little bit less than 12. So let's count this up here. We have 12 in our hand. Partner has 9. It's 21. 19 for the opponent, so we would expect that split to be like 12 with West and 7 with East. Maybe 13 with West and 6 with East, and those are like the 2 most likely splits. East should have at least 6. West, quote unquote, should have at least 12. So there's not too much variance, but there's definitely enough room for either person to have the ace of diamonds and for either person to have the queen of diamonds. It's not even clear who has more diamonds on this auction. I would say, even if I had to guess, I'd actually guess East is more likely to have 5 diamonds than West. It's definitely 5-4 either way. East isn't going to make this raise on 3 diamonds. Actually, it is possible for West to have 3 diamonds. 2 clubs, 3 diamonds, 4 of each major, and you would open a diamond. So yeah, East could actually have 6 diamonds. But yeah, if I had to guess, East is a little bit more likely to have more diamonds. But it doesn't really help us with a potential diamond guess. What could help us with a diamond guess is figuring out where all the black honors are, or as many as we can. However, the defense also could put us to a guess right away, like as soon as this next trick, which is what happened on the previous hand. Still haven't counted losers yet, so let's before we jump ahead to guessing diamonds, let's take a look at where we actually are. Hearts are fine, 2 spade losers, at least 1 diamond loser, at least 1 club loser. So it does look very similar, where we'd have to prevent a second diamond loser. Worth pointing out that even the clubs aren't totally good to go. Oh, and this might actually guide our analysis a bit. If we get a spade, a loser, a diamond loser, a club loser, there's still a potential of 2 spades, a diamond, a club. We could lose a second club. These clubs aren't so great. If we put the king queen and it loses to the ace on the right, we have a second club loser. So there's an important piece here, which is that if we're going to make this contract, we actually need lefty to have the ace of clubs. Because if they don't, we already have 2 club losers and we're already down. So let us put the ace of clubs in lefty's hand. Because we just need to for this hand to work. Also, who has the ace of spades? This king lead, could it be a doubleton? That would give righty 5 spades. And if righty had 5 spades, I can bet you we would have heard about it in the auction. Even if they had only 4 spades, we would have. So this king is absolutely a lead from ace-king. Always remembering that some people lead the king from ace-king, some lead the ace, some lead either, depending on the situation. If you're not sure, ask your opponents. But in this, in Bridgemaster, they lead king from ace-king by default. But in any case, the ace just has to be with lefty because lefty does not have doubleton king. So that gives lefty ace of spades, king of spades, and they have to have the ace of clubs. That's already 11 high card points. If they also had the ace of diamonds, that would be 15. And that's not to say, oh, they would have opened 1 no, because they could have they could have 5 diamonds. They might not have a balanced hand. The important thing is that they can't really have 15 high card points, because then what's this raise on? We said they only have 19 between them, right? That gives 4 high card points to East. If they had 4 high card points, we would probably hear a preemptive raise, if anything, like of 3 diamonds. Oh, sorry, not in this world. 3 diamonds, I think, is actually an invite for them. So the important thing then would just be they might not have said anything at all with 4 high card points. So for that reasoning, it looks like we're going to have to play righty for the ace of diamonds on this hand. So yeah, we need all the high black honors to be with lefty, and that doesn't really give them room for the ace of diamonds on this auction. But if they do put us to a guess on trick 2, which is what I'm guessing. Oh, they're actually nice and they show the ace of spades. Okay, isn't that kind? Are they going to show the ace of clubs too? No, okay. So we do have to do that part of the analysis, which is the more interesting part, is even though we don't get a chance to see the ace of clubs, we still need to place it. And we have to place it with West, or this hand can't make. So if we're playing righty for the ace of diamonds, then we have to hope that lefty's got the queen. And there is enough room for their hand for the queen. We saw ace-ace, we gave them ace-ace-king so far. That's 13, sorry, 11. They could have the queen and bring them up to 13. 13 for West, 6 for East, totally viable. And there we go. Another guess that's not really a guess. We rough high. We are still hoping that the ace of clubs is with lefty. It's possible that East could have the ace of clubs and the queen of diamonds. That would be consistent with the auction. But we have to hope that's not the case. And that means leading up to the king-queen twice. Because if they duck, we have to come back and lead up to the king again. So rough. Back up to the king. There we go. Oh, they had the jack of spades. I would have given that to righty, given all the things that we already gave to lefty. Guess righty only had 5 high card points. Which is possible. Yep, just ace jack. but a much more reasonable raise than if they had the queen of diamonds instead of the ace. All right. Maybe that's the most interesting variant we've seen of the hand. A lot of the variants are like, I give you one more card in a suit or something. But this variant actually was like a different hand and a different auction, still the same kind of idea. Um, but we had to use somewhat different inferences to come to the right answer. This hand looks quite different. 4 spades. Cool. So we have no spade losers, 3 heart losers, and potentially a diamond. Potentially 2 diamonds. Given that we're probably about to lose 3 hearts, we'd like to find some way of dealing with the diamonds. There's a chance they don't cash all the hearts right away. Because if hearts are 3-3, it would actually give us the defense could see that they'd be setting up the jack of hearts and dummy, and they may be disinclined to do so. But we'll see. Let's do these first few tricks to start with, given that we are forced for as long as the lead hearts. King of hearts, ace of hearts. They might even rough out our winning jack if they don't split. All right, queen of hearts. All right, and jack of hearts, of course, and a ruff. Okay, so now let's see where we're at from here. We've lost our 3 hearts. We necessarily must over-ruff this because we can't afford to lose this trick. What are we going to do from there? So a diamond finesse is one possibility. A diamond finesse, and then we ruff a diamond if the diamond finesse is successful. Seems reasonable. There's also the possibility of setting up clubs, which would be a roughing finesse against East. We'd play the ace of diamonds, play the king of clubs, dropping diamonds unless it got covered. If it does get covered, we need a way to get back to the north hand to use the rest of the clubs. And we would already have used the ace of diamonds. So do we have another entry? And yes. We have 4 of spades to the 7. As long as we get rid of the 10. The 10's in the way. But how many we have a lot of spades. We have 10 spades, and they're already using one of them. So we'd be able to draw the 10 out in 2 rounds of spades. As long as we're careful to leave the 4 of spades in our hand, we will have an entry to dummy. 4 to the 7. So yeah, always good before considering some various spot cards you might use. Do look around for entries you might need. So the diamond approach doesn't need extra entries to dummy, though the spade approach does. Or sorry, the club approach does. Any reason to prefer one over the other? Both seem like they're 50-50. I guess clubs... Is there any advantage to clubs? There's always the possibility of just like roughing out the ace of clubs if we played enough clubs. But that would require, again, even more entries. It does seem like using the spade entry first is the right approach, because we would like to draw trump. So I'm imagining over-roughing this with like the 8. Drawing a round of spades. If the 10 falls, then over to the 7 of spades. If it doesn't, then another round of spades, and then still over to the 7 of spades. King of clubs. Then when East follows low, I mean, dropping a diamond is just committing to the ace of clubs being on the right. You could also like rough around in case ace of clubs fell singleton, but it doesn't seem very likely when they have 9 clubs. Yeah, I tried to there's an interesting way to really combine the 2 minor suits. Even with this extra entry in spades. Is there a reason to prefer clubs over diamonds? In general, clubs is one of these nice suits where, even if the finesse fails, it sets up a bunch of tricks. But on this hand, if the finesse fails, we're down. So we can't take advantage of that. Hmm. There is the tiniest bit of combining we could do. Like how we saw in the previous hand where we had the choice of diamond finesse or club finesse, and we're able to run some diamonds for a drop before doing the club finesse. Something similar in like a very tiny form exists on this hand. We could play the ace of diamonds in case a singleton king drops, and then fall back to the club finesse because we have a side entry in the seven of spades, as long as we preserve it carefully. That's a very tiny chance, though, for a singleton king. I think you would have heard about it on this auction, right? We've got 5 diamonds, they've got 8. If somebody had 6 of those remaining, 7 of those remaining 8 diamonds, pretty sure either person had a clear chance to tell us about that. Even if they only have, they had the King Jack 10 or like King Jack 9 at worst. We would have heard about it. So I don't think that's a live possibility here. Yeah, I really don't see the difference between clubs and diamonds. I'm just going to go for the club finesse first. All right, 10 of spades fell, so we do have this preserved entry. I will try the club finesse out, pitching diamonds. It's working. And we did keep ourselves that entry back. Like I do feel like I've done a good thing, but I don't yet see why it was better than just taking the diamond finesse. Oh, unless there's any entry concerns with diamond finesse. We would take diamond finesse, it would win the queen, we play the ace, we rough a club back, we rough a diamond. All seems okay. So I'll probably end up marking this one down as near correct. Even though I got it right on the first try, I can't actually articulate why the diamond finesse wouldn't also be fine. Then there's certainly something to learn. Let's see what they say. It begins by cashing 3 rounds of hearts. And the 4th round of hearts, which does indeed kill our heart winner. So we must rough. Indeed, we should be cautious. We saw how there was an extra entry available if you don't rough low. Though in the line where you were going to take the diamond finesse, you wouldn't even need that entry because you would just draw 2 rounds of trump, or only 1 in this case. You would take the diamond finesse, it would win. You play ace of diamonds, rough a club back, rough a diamond, and you'd be good to go. So in fact, the fact that I saw this little chance for a side entry made me think that I had to use it for something, which is metagaming. But why? But why? Never be able to reach dummy in spades. That's true. After upping high and drawing trump, you must decide how to get rid of diamond losers. It's true that even if you don't see a reason for that entry, you might as well just rough high to keep the entry alive, because you never know. Maybe you'll find something later. West has the king of diamonds. He can be finessed. It's true. And we'll come with 3rd diamond. Yep. Oh, did I miss anything on the auction? Did I miss that there was an interesting auction here? Oh, Aha! Yes, it is very unlikely as a king of diamonds. Do we recall what West did on this auction? Talked about how either of them could have been diamonds if they had lots and lots of diamonds, and how neither of them bid. And in particular, West passed before North opened. And we've seen the ace, king, and queen of diamonds from West. If they had the king of diamonds, or ace, king, queen of hearts, if they had the king of diamonds as well, they would have 12 high card points. They could have opened. Yes, there's the bit that we're missing. It didn't look like a variant of the previous hand, but apparently we are still on the auction theme of figuring out what to do based on the auction. And even though I was primed for it, I didn't think about it, because the hands were so different. Yes, West Pass has already shown up in 9 points. And a singleton spade, that's true. They would open the bidding with the king of diamonds. And yeah, by similar inference, righty has the ace of clubs. And it's true, and even stronger inference, that would have given lefty 13 high card points. So yeah, it's very clear that East has the missing cards. So we should be doing the club finesse. Using our carefully preserved spade entry. Yes. Alright. Got it right for not exactly the right reasons. I will mark that one down in the veneer correct column. Yeah, we saw how that goes. Those negative inferences in the auction are good to take note of. If you see someone do an initial pass, that is of some interest. I didn't put enough credence into it. Here, I would say this auction is pretty uninformative. West maybe could have bid and didn't, but it doesn't limit their hand very much. Okay, 3 spade winners. A heart is 4, a club is 5, and that's that. We need 4 more tricks. Diamonds could be 4 more tricks. Doesn't look like we have the timing for it. They have 9 hearts, so they would get a diamond and at least 4 hearts. That said, we certainly can hold up in hearts. This hold up is a little bit more real than when we have 2/2 hearts, like we've had for a bunch of hands. Why is hearts always the bad suit? Whenever we have a no trump with a danger suit, it's like always hearts. With hearts splitting 1/3 between our hands, we can actually do a hold up for 3 rounds, or win on the 3rd round. That does protect us against 6/3 hearts when the person with the short hearts has the ace of diamonds. That's much more realistic than protecting against 7/2 hearts. 7 hearts, we might have heard something if West had it. Maybe not if East had it. But 6 hearts, West, they might not be good enough for West to lead. Especially if West had like 6 to the queen jack and missing the king. No particular reason to come in here. So it's possible. Diamonds might work. And if we want to go after diamonds, we should certainly hold up in clubs, or in hearts. If we hold up and they switch, we're totally fine. Spades are super stopped. A switch to diamonds just gives us tempo. A switch to clubs, we would set up our clubs, so nothing bad will happen to us if we hold up. Good things could happen. But we might choose not to play on diamonds at all, because clubs might also furnish us with the tricks we need. If we don't play on diamonds, that's 4 tricks outside of clubs. We would need 5 club tricks. We would probably need 5 club tricks without losing a trick. But if we hold up in hearts, then same deal. If someone wins the king of clubs, and it's the person with short hearts, then we could actually be in a good spot. A pleasant thing about clubs is that it's very likely lefty has the long hearts because they're leading them. If there is someone that has 6/3 hearts, or 6 hearts. But the club finesse, should we take it, would lose to East. Who's likely to be the one that has short hearts if somebody has short hearts. Whereas the diamond ace, we have no clue who's going to win that. That's a little bit scarier. Could we play these clubs for no losers? Quite possible. We have 8. If we ran the queen, It could go queen, king, ace, and then the jack 10 would drop the last ones. But it sounds nice. It sounds like, either the club king is on side, and we've got a good chance of running the clubs. Not guaranteed. If lefty has the king and we run the queen, clubs have to be 3-3 to have no losers. Because we'll only have 3 top clubs if the queen gets covered. But yeah, there's just like looks like a lot more safety in clubs than in diamonds. Because we have like a non-zero chance of playing them for 0 losers, which is not true in diamonds. Plus, if they lose to the hand that's at least a little bit safer after do a heart hold up. So all things considered, club sounds pretty nice. Possible consideration: should we not lead the queen? Could we lead like 2 to the 10 instead? Not even gain anything. The real gain there is like lefty has singleton king of clubs, and so we don't burn the queen and the ace on the same trick. But in that world, clubs are 5-1, and we would still lose a club to righty. I don't really see a gain leading low to the 10. Yeah, Speculation is just a hold up in hearts until the 3rd round. And run the queen of clubs. Oh, okay. Actually, here's a concern I haven't thought about. Even though it's true that the club would only get lost to righty, if West has the ace of diamonds, East can still lead diamonds. So we haven't exactly like alleviated the diamond threat just by deciding to play on clubs. There's still communication between the two hands. Okay. Couple that with the fact that clubs might not give us the tricks that we actually need. We have 5 tricks outside of diamonds. Diamonds are guaranteed to give us 4 tricks. We have 4 tricks outside of clubs. And clubs do not need to give us 5 more tricks. That queen of clubs could lose, and clubs could be splitting poorly, and we might only get 3 club tricks. Okay. Given that safety in clubs is actually a mirage, because if West has ace of diamonds, then they've just got the ace of diamonds. There's nothing we can do about it. So I think actual plan, hold up in hearts, play a diamond. I think either way, we're basically we just need. Oh, okay. One more counter thought to that. There is a potential safe way that clubs could work, right? Diamonds does guarantee a loser, which is a chance for them to play hearts. Clubs could work, right? We said that if clubs were 3-3 and West had the king, then we'd be good to go in clubs. Danger free. What's the chance of that happening? Sorry, clubs were 3-2. 3-2 clubs, 68%. The chance that lefty could have doubleton or tripleton king. So whenever they have the king, it's okay. So 3-2%, 68. Actually, 3-2 split, 68%. 50% of that is a 34% chance that lefty also has the king. So like a 34% chance that clubs are just fine. Whereas in diamonds, we need the person short in hearts to have the ace of diamonds. That's a bit more than 50%, because if you have short hearts, you have more room for another card. But we also need hearts to be 6-3 for that to be okay. Because if hearts are 5-4, they just always get a diamond and 4 hearts. And a 6-3 split is definitely going to be less likely than a 3-2 split. Oh yeah, my chart doesn't even have probabilities for that. does that make clubs the right thing to do? At least I know that either way, we're going to begin by holding up. Maybe we'll find out ace just out of hearts. Wouldn't that be fun? Ace appears to be encouraging. They appear to have the king. They would have won the king if they only had 3 hearts. I think that's really important to point out. With 3 hearts, they would have won the second round and returned a heart. So I pretty much guarantee you hearts are not 6-3. And that means that playing diamonds will not work. It's not safe. East definitely has another. Oh, though East has the king, right? And didn't play it. Is that weird? West could have 3 hearts. West could have 3 hearts. That's interesting. But we still don't know. Like, the 5-4 possibility is still very much alive, and that just seems too dangerous. I'm going to go back to clubs. And I'm going to play the queen first, because I didn't see a reason to play low to the 10. It's probably going to lose. Then we're going to find out what the right thing is to do. Oh, oops, sorry. Let me actually play the right card, shall I? And yeah, those clubs sure aren't providing the tricks we need. Though I suppose we can still fall back on diamonds at this point. We have a club stopper. Doesn't seem like great news. There's a heart. There's the overtake. And the heart cash. Alright. So yeah, it didn't work. It doesn't strike me as a great reason to play diamonds right away, but we could give it a shot. So I'll do our hold up because that's just a useful thing to do. And we could play diamonds right away. Oh, another potential line is actually not taking that king of clubs. That seems really bad. I would expect to just get hearts cashed against us right now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. Alright, another hold up here. And you could not cover the king. You could go queen, king, duck entirely. But I mean, I still expect hearts to get cashed against us if we do that. So a possibility is a low club. I talked about how singleton king on the left isn't very helpful. Oh. Is that because I miscounted the clubs? Oh no. I think my concern was singleton king on the left. The reason we could afford to play the queen is because singleton king on the left would still give ready a trick. But that's not true. They have 4 clubs, and we have 4 high clubs. Oops, so much analysis predicated on leading low from a club being a bad idea. But it's actually a good idea. Because the clubs are totally fine when that happens. We block the clubs intentionally, but we do have the entries to use them. Okay, well, we've done it. Finish the hand for posterity. Okay, it just was fine. Clubs was just safe. So somewhere halfway through my analysis was like the right line where I said that clubs were safer than diamonds because we could control who lose the trick to. And I thought we had to have a 3-2 split in clubs, but it's not true. You could pick up some 4-1. Oh, we can't pick up 4 to the king with lefty. But we can pick up a singleton. Let's take a look and maybe they will help unconfuse things I've said. So might as well hold up the ace of hearts. Agreed. Yeah, any switch would just be productive for us. Even after this hold up, it is too dangerous to play on diamonds. Yeah, I'm concerned. 5-4 hearts is a fair bit more likely than 6-3 hearts. And so they just say, so you should just play on clubs. And don't lead the queen. Because not leading the queen gives you a little extra chance of singleton club king. Yep. And if that happens, which is exactly what happens, we have the entries to untangle the suit. We just do that. I'd always continue ace of clubs and 10 of clubs. But why are we crossing? Oh, of course. Because, yeah, we still want to we don't want to give up the ace, we don't have to. If they refuse to cover, we still have the entries to go back and untangle these. Okay, so yeah, somewhere along the lines I, misanalyzed clubs, and that was a big problem. Let's mark that one wrong. Four spades. And we have 3 spade losers. Barring some funny defensive plays. But sure looks like we'll lose the ace, king, and queen. Someone has at least 3 spades, so we would expect the defense to untangle 3 spade tricks. Against that, no hearts, no clubs, and no diamond losers, so that sounds good. Obviously barring ruffs in those suits, but none of the suits are too long. The longest is 7 diamonds. So we can reasonably hope for, hopefully not too much ruff. Then again, as we draw trump, they might get in multiple times. So they could attack diamonds a bunch while we try to give them their trump tricks. Another concern is we could have more than 3 spade losers. Imagine lefty having ace, king, queen, 8. We would be in trouble. So it would seem prudent to lead spades from the north hand towards our honors as much as possible. But even that comes with its own challenges. One is we have a single entry, the dummy, and the queen and the king of diamonds. Don't really have any ruffs, nothing else. And the other is that playing the king of diamonds does actually weaken our diamond position a bit if we are worried about ruffs in that suit. Wonder if it's actually even, yeah, is it safe to try to do the king of diamonds to play 1 round towards us? Also, if we can only do that finesse towards us once, should we do it on the first round of spades or the second? The first round seems nice because it might pick up a singleton honor with East. A singleton honor with East is actually a pretty live danger. Because if we played the jack of spades from our hand and it lost to, so it would be ace with East, lefty would have king, queen, and at least the 7. And that would be a concern. They'd have king, queen, 8, 7, yeah. They would have tricks. Whereas if we didn't lose an honor to that, if we played low from north, we lost the ace in East, we'd still have jack 10, 9. But lefty would still have, what, king, queen, 8, 7? They'd still get 2 tricks. So maybe then the bigger concern is a singleton honor with lefty. Maybe that means we should just play a low one from our hand on the first trick to knock out a single to honor with lefty. Because if they do play an honor, we could then go to dummy and finesse from north. And then one of those ones where either East plays an honor before us, and now we've knocked out 2 honors without playing any of ours, or East follows low, and we play an honor, and either it wins or the suit splitting 3-2, which is good news. That seems like the nicest to me. So I think that's a low spade from our hand on the first spade. And if we get a chance to play a second one without being like forced to, we would do it from north. Let's see. Low. Aha. Knocking out an honor. May not be singleton, but given our weak spades, we sure would like to get honors out without spending honors of our own. And I think our next bet then is to... I'm okay affording 1 diamond here. And we'll play from this side. And again, we don't have to spend an honor of our own. And that's going to be really important in exactly this case. Righty has honor 8 left, or honor 7, I forget we played the first time. But importantly, they're only going to get 1 more trick. We now know it's safe to rough low, because lefty showed out. We'll give them that. They can't get a rough. We're still okay to rough here, because they have 1 more spade. Okay, yeah, I think we played that in the safest way. Because any 3-2 split was probably going to be fine. Like, they should just get 3 tricks. So you should look about the 4-1 splits we can actually cater to. And 4 spades with West, we couldn't really handle, even if we got a singleton honor from righty. But 4 with righty, we could handle if we got a singleton honor out of lefty. So we play for that. And if spades are 3-2, yeah, ducking this first round isn't going to be a problem. Because, like I say, if spades are 3-2, we're probably just fine. Oh, there's short diamonds here, so yeah, there's some live concern. Oh, in particular, that's a really big concern if we had gone over to dummy in the first round. We would play a spade over to the ace, they'd get a diamond rough, and we're down. So yeah, I was right to be worried about diamonds. And I made it safer by not playing that diamond until at least 1 round of trumps was gone. Because actually, if spades had been 3-2, if we played a spade and they won, let's say they return something random, and we go up to the king of diamonds and we play another spade, and lefty wins and righty's out of diamonds, then even if they give the rough, that's just a rough with the last spade, and that gives them 3 spade tricks in total, which is no worse than they would have gotten anyways. So that rough isn't productive. Ooh, the 3-no bid from north. What's this? It's a 6 hearts? Don't do that. What is that? What is that? What is this 3-no bid? Huh. Oh, I guess they're a little old school, so I'm guessing they don't like opening 2-no with a 5-card major? That seems very conservative to me. Nowadays, I would strongly prefer opening this hand 2-no. And instead, using this 3-no rebid to show a 6-card, like an 18-19 balanced hand that has a 6-card major suit. So it's like a choice of games for partner. But okay, here we are. They're using 3-no is just, I don't know, better than 2-no. So I guess 2021 with a 5-card major. Alright, bidding aside, we have 3 spades. 2 hearts is 5. A club is 6. A diamond is 7. Need 2 more tricks. Diamonds can certainly provide 2 more tricks. Hearts also could, but only on a 3-3 split. And our clubs are under attack. There is some benefit to ducking this club, given how good the spots are. It's not really a holdup. What we're trying to do is just make them use an honor without us playing the ace. Because if we play the ace right now, they might play no honors, and then someone might be able to run like king, queen, jack of clubs, and all the rest of the clubs. Um, Not that clubs have to be splitting poorly. We have 6. Like a 4-3 club split is very likely. In which case, even if diamonds go wrong, we would lose 1 diamond and 3 clubs, which is fine. Uh, but if clubs are not 4-3, if they are 5-2, it would be nice not to lose 4 clubs in the diamond. Playing low here, yeah, it gets them to play one of their honors early. Which may or may not matter, but it might. Oh, actually, sorry. If clubs are 5-2, then this is a real hold up, holding up for 1 round, isn't it? Um, Against that, lefty is presumably the one with 5 clubs, if they're leading clubs. Though, can they have 5 clubs with this lead? King, queen, jack, 6-5. That's possible. They'd probably be the king though. You have a sequence of 3 honors. You're going to lead it. This looks more like, say, queen, jack, 6-5 or king, jack, 6-5. Oh, but it could be like king, jack, 6-5, 3, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. In that case, actually, let's consider perhaps the opposite of a hold up. Um, if clubs are 5-2, and presumably lefty has the 5, then lefty's missing an honor, like we just said. They wouldn't play like this if they had king, queen, jack. So if clubs are 5-2, righty has a doubleton honor. And that means that playing the ace right now actually blocks the suit. Or, sorry, it has the potential to block the suit. If righty has king doubleton, it would block the suit. If righty has queen doubleton or jack doubleton, um, oh, actually, no. Even then, it's okay because it's true that West could overtake. Let's say we try to block the suit by playing the ace. Later on, if they want to play clubs, they're going to have to overtake East's honor to get to West's hand. That means burning 2 honors on 1 trick. And that means we'd have a second club stopper with these good club spots. So yeah, if clubs are 5-2, the actual way to stop them is not to hold up, but to play the ace immediately and try to block the suit. And if clubs are 4-3, we don't care. In any case, we're going to work on diamonds for our extra tricks because diamonds just are guaranteed to give us the extra tricks and hearts aren't. So why not take the sure thing? And we don't even mind that diamonds go into the person who has the long clubs because clubs aren't actually a threat as long as you play the ace now. Aha. A reason not to hold up. That's right. Need extra play from this hand. Alright, we'll try our diamond finesse. It fails. And they don't even try to go after their clubs because they know it's a lost cause. How do they know it's a lost cause? They know the clubs are this good. Alright, we've got some diamonds. They count this all out, right? We have enough tricks? Yeah, okay. As always, it'd be embarrassing if I come to the end and I have 8 tricks. It was like, oh, you had to play clubs for another trick. Alright. Got him. Yeah, so exactly a situation like this. If we'd played the ace, if we ducked a club, they'd win the queen, clear clubs, and now that diamond finesse goes into the long club hand and the clubs are ready to go. So we'd only have 2 clubs left in our hand, they'd have the king jack. But by playing the ace, we actually mess with the club suit, we essentially block the club suit. It is still considered blocked because you can't get all the tricks without switching sides. And now they have to burn the queen and king on 1 trick if they want to keep playing clubs. And that will give us a stopper. All right, the end of level 2B. Lefty bid 4 hearts. That's worth noting. There's a decent chance they've got all 8 hearts that are missing. They don't have to. Only do this on 7 hearts sometimes, but they certainly could have all 8 hearts. And if they have all 8 hearts, we should be worried about a ruff if we play the ace of hearts. So that is of some concern. We're losing a spade. We don't currently appear to be losing a heart, but we'll see. We have a club loser and a diamond loser. And yeah, so heart loser is possible. Because a ruff is quite likely. Especially with their bidding in Bridgemaster, I would expect 8 hearts here. Because they are a touch old school. Oh, can we lose more than one spade? Let me make sure we can't. We have 9 of those. I suppose it's possible we could lose a second spade. If Lefty had all 4 spades, I would consider that to be unlikely on the auction. Not so reasonable to preempt when you know you've got 2 defensive tricks. So yeah, if we play the ace of hearts and it gets ruffed, it looks like we're just dead. How are we going to get rid of a club loser or a diamond loser? And we obviously can't get rid of a spade loser. It's really bad if the ace of hearts gets ruffed. If we don't let the ace of hearts get ruffed, we could still use it later to pitch a club or a diamond. It could become an extra winner for us. We don't currently have a heart loser, but we could take on the heart loser by ducking this trick, and we could trade it for one of the minor losers by using the ace of hearts later. So if the ace of hearts gets ruffed, we're just dead. But if we don't let it get ruffed, like that, if they persisted in the hearts, we would ruff in our hand, but they're not, so here we are. We'll win that. We will use ace of hearts to pitch a loser. It's true that they could expose this diamond loser like they just did, but in that case, we just throw a club loser instead. We have a lot of choices for how to use the ace of hearts. Let us draw trump, for we do not wish to have ruffs. Very important, because, oh, well, they wouldn't have ruffed that anyway. Alright. Being careful to take the ace of clubs, because we do want the king of clubs as an entry. The ace of hearts. Drawing those out. Draw, draw, draw. And we'll use the ace of hearts to pitch a loser. So this is a bit of a loser exchange. We see the danger of ace of hearts getting rough. And instead of letting it get rough, we just, let them take a heart trick instead of one of the minors. Even if we didn't have the auction to guide us, this kind of idea of not letting your honors get roughed is a pretty good one to keep in mind. Sometimes you can't exchange one dangerous loser for one much safer loser, or exchange a fast loser for a slow loser. But here the auction had a big klaxon siren. Alrighty. A couple symbols there. I think in this set, and this had a latter half of B, or 2B, I think I marked 3 wrong and one near correct, one where I didn't get the full analysis and why that roughing finessing clubs was a good idea. But otherwise, still not doing so bad. That's now 66 problems down. Okay. 56 out of 66 fully correct. I think that's 85% fully correct right now. Last time I did level 2, by the time I got through all of level 2, I only had 60% correct. So I'm on a good pace so far. I also have none that I've marked as very wrong. But I had like 9 very wrong last time. So hopefully this is improving. Alrighty. But if you're watching, thanks for watching. And next time we'll move on to level 2C.